back, fuckers. I got my bobbert tea. Okay. Let's finish off the... Yeah, because we're like finishing off this quest line, right? Hold on. We're like far into the quest line. Really? Where are you at? Need some 3 of the club heads. She hasn't seen mushrooms like these in decades. Yeah, we're just like, well, we've just been collecting mushrooms for no particular reason. Not like I was selling them and becoming the mushroom dealer of the fucking station. Okay, so you can work on the samples. Rico is at her bench, running small vials of some liquid through an old chemical analysis. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Chemical analysis machine. The whirring of the spinning drum fills the lab with white noise, and you aren't sure if she notices you approach. Sleeper, it's good to see you. She looks up, smiling. This little project of ours has been keeping me awake the past few cycles. Right now, well, I think I have something. What are you talking about? It's literally been the same day. I met you today. What is it? The drum finishes spinning, and Rico lifts a vial from it, holding it up to the light. This is something I extracted from those club heads you've been bringing me, and according to my analysis, it is a substance totally unique on the Greenway. You look at the small amount of liquid in the vial. Any idea what it might be? Rico asked without looking away from the vial. Is it stabilizer? Rico nods. You want the first sleeper to come through here. Perhaps I should have mentioned that earlier. Rico's tone suddenly drops, changing the atmosphere in the lab immediately. I just thought, she pauses, thinking very carefully how to continue. I just wanted you to trust us. What do you mean? She sighs. They came through a fair few cycles ago. We found them wandering in the broken section near the gap. The members who brought them in had never seen one of you before. They were terrified of this strange person, wandering in from the open vacuum. They were quieter than you, and damaged. We did our best to patch them up and welcome them to the commune. I only really spoke to them once, while I was working on their wounds along with a couple of systems engineers. She looks nervously at you. I've never seen a body like that before. I took some readings, some samples. Samples? You have to understand, I was curious. I didn't know what I was looking at. I just took a little of the damaged material, less than a thumbnail. She shifts her weight on her crutch. The next cycle they were gone. They took a little food and hiked up towards the wild margins, where the greenway meets the waste. Someone saw them in the distance, but that was it. They disappeared into the overgrowth. She sits down heavily, the vial in her hand. When I saw you, I wanted things to be different. I wanted to keep you here, rather than let you disappear into wherever they ended up. She smiles to herself. Yes, I wanted to understand this place better, but I also wanted to help you. It seems that somehow, both my wishes have come true at once. She holds out a hand with the vial. This is for you. You take the stabilizer, the glass cold and smooth in your palm. How? Those club head caps made it for you, or at least who or whatever made those club heads. She starts to clear her bench. It was right there, contained in their tissue. I only had to extract it. I imagine you understand how incredible that is. I learned enough from that sleeper to know that your body, your frame, runs on some exotic technology. Exotic technology that has a time limit built in. Somehow, the Greenway knows that too. It understands your physiology much better than I ever could. It knows how to treat you. Just like the miraculous antidote that sprung from the mold, so too has it sprung from your presence here. The Greenway is speaking to you. It is welcoming you. She looks up. I know it sounds crazy, but I know it to be true. Here's the evidence. And what I also know is it is no longer speaking to me. Even after decades here, I have never seen this kind of response. Not since the antidote so many cycles ago. She smiles. So I'm going to make you a deal. You bring me as many club heads as you like. I'll extract the stabilizer and give it to you, freely. But you have to tell me what the Greenway says. You have to speak with it, to dig into it, to find what being is at the center of it. I've traveled as far as I can. I need you to do the rest. Can you do that? Yeah, we'll talk with The ecosystem? Yes. Rico sighs with relief and deflates into her chair. Thank you. I'm sorry for the other sleeper. Truly I am. I'm sorry I couldn't have done more, but I'm so glad I met you, she smiles. You are welcome here anytime. Rico falls silent. She looks smaller now, more fragile, and you realize how old she must be to have seen the collapse firsthand. You idle a little in the lab, in case she asks for anything else, but she remains silent, and so you drift back into the tunnel, thoughts of that other sleeper, and when they ended up weighing on your mind. Hell yeah. We're growing up, baby. Should we do engineer shit? Let's do engineer shit. We're an engineer. Engineer. Ooh. Rika's grow beds. It's the only way to understand what the gardener gave us to grow it. Rika was incredibly excited by the prospect. Oh, so if I give her 2 of those? Oh. That's cool. Give me the shit. Okay. Germinate. So let's plant the gardener seed. I'll take good care of it, sleeper. Rico smiles. Don't you worry. No, we can sleep here. I don't think we want to sleep here. Here, we should probably eat. We're hungry. There we go. Just do this, right? Hey, look at that. Side reel horizon's looking good. End cycle. Flickering. God damn it. Let's make sure we finish it up right here, right now. All done. Your crew slowly filters out of the shipyard locker room, the babbling chatter reducing with each group that leaves. There's excitement in the air. Haven has just made an announcement. The assembly teams are done. Sat on the locker room bench, you can feel the side reel out there, its hulking mass now intimately familiar to you. Over the past cycles, you have watched it grow, be assembled. You have walked through its veins and welded its bones. Now it is ready for the final stage. And we'll go to testing now, then enter a final process of sealing and resealing, checking and rechecking before it is deemed suitable for its generational trip. But for now, your work is done. You can't help but feel proud. The cough interrupts your thoughts. It's Lem, changing out of his work gear. Mina nowhere to be seen. He smiles. She'll be ready soon. Where's Mina? You two are fast friends, huh? She's been watched at home. Now I'm on the work team, I can afford a bit more help, he corrects himself. Was on the work team, I mean. We are all out of a job now. He quickly adds, not that I'm complaining. He comes to sit beside you on the bench. She's gotta be in her best shape when she carries you. Mina and me, out of here. So confident? Mina smells polished all the time. Why not? I figure I'm due a lucky turn by now. He rubs his hands nervously. No use in wondering what if until the draw anyway. There's a few cycles till then. Lem is right, but the odds seem unlikely anyway. How many are working in the shipyard? Hundreds? 1,000? You've certainly seen more faces than you can count pass through. And are the Sealess Foundation even going to keep their promise? Out here, on the Eye, you get the sense that no one will hold them to it. Why else would they be building the side reel in a surrogate system? As you think, Lem watches you with a worried look. Tell me about Celis. The Foundation, he thinks. I'm not sure I know much more than you. Here they have a planet in mind for the side reel, something temperate and habitable. I think they are run by some rich folk from the core, people interested in doing things different. Different how? Lem looks into space. Well, I guess they don't like the way the core runs things. All these surrogate systems, like this one, feeding resources into their silos, it's a pyramid of sorts, and we're the bottom layer. I guess Celis wants to change that. I didn't want to ask about the core because it sounds like the exact same core system shit from like Mass Effect and from like Star Wars and everything. Everything with sci-fi has like this core system. It's like the main planets that like people fuck with. I'd rather keep my mind on the prize, so to speak. I don't much care what they are for or against, as long as they can help us get out of here, he says. You ever been in a thunderstorm, Sleeper? A real big one? I don't remember. Lem shoots you a worried look for a moment. It's something else, he smiles. The sound, the smell, the rain hammering down. The whole sky stretched out and bruised, roaring and huge. The place I was born, New Pembroke, a dry old rock in a Conway system, had 2 seasons. One of them was as dry as a bone, dusty, ugly. The other was one long storm, a side effect of the terraforming efforts, they said. Rain used to rattle off the roofs like bullets. It washed the dust away, it turned the streets to rivers. It'd sing us to sleep and wake us up in the morning. We'd wait half a year just to see it again. The best day was the one where the first drops fell, he sniffs. Some days I wake up swearing I can hear it again. I was thinking, Mina has never seen a storm. Never even felt the rain. She's grown up here. The ring, her only horizon. Always in the dark. I want to change that for her. You will. Of course. Almost there. I'm stretching. Best get back to the little one anyway. When the shift's done, I reckon she'll be happy to have me home for a few cycles. He shoulders a gear. See you in a few for the draw? Good luck. Don't need it, he grins. Lem leaves, making you the last person in the cavernous locker room. As you sit, you think about Rain, and a little hope creeps in. Is it possible? Could the side reel really take you to a planet? A place with weather? With skies? With life? You get up quickly before you can think about it anymore. It's too soon to hope. Too dangerous. There's work to be done. Damn, okay. The side reel draw. Okay. Well, there's that. Let's see. Well, what else? Oh yeah, we need to go up. We need to ascend. Ascend to the heavens. Uh-oh. Chris is sending me a snap. Oh, the dog's going crazy. Why is she going crazy? She might need a timeout. Can I use C? No, it's gonna like... No, you can't. Okay, never mind. Oh, we still have to wait. We still don't even have our fucking next job. Damn. Send the rim. Okay, what do I have to do? Build a home. Enter the greenway, plant while I'm doing that. Bring the mushrooms to them. Complete repair jobs for Bliss. I'll set up the distillery. Let's set up the distillery. We've been wasting their time. Let's do it. Boom. Making moves, making progress. Hey, we're halfway there. Living on a prayer. starving. Sleeper. Moritz is leaning against the corridor wall. It's time. He looks away. Big job just came in. Grand finale. You up for it? I'm ready. Alright then. We're in business. He pushes away from the wall. This has to work, Sleeper. Has to. He looks down. If it doesn't, Bliss okay? He frowns. I don't think so. But she isn't hiding that from anyone. Look, Bliss has had a rough time of it. I thought you of all people would understand that. He runs a hand through his hair. Sorry, didn't mean to be... He smiles. Bliss is a good one. She gave me a chance. I owe her. He straightens up. I know you have your own things going on, Sleeper. We all do. But the Bay needs someone. Bliss needs someone. Hell, I need someone to help me keep Bliss from spinning out completely. He scratches the side of his head. Otherwise, there's not much I can do. He shakes his head. I would hate not to pay back my debts. Moritz stretches. I gotta get back. He nods and walks away. I'm out. See you up there. Alright, well, we'll help. I'm not gonna, like, fucking leave them. Let's, eat. Boys gotta eat. And we go up. Okay. Repeatable actions. So that's a 2. Boom. Hey, look at that. Rigged and ready. What's up with these? Rigged and ready. Wait, this one's like way better though, right? Yeah. Descendica. Descendica! Descendica. I think I've done that joke before. Oh man. That's just the kind of guy I am, just repeats jokes. Cross the Greenway. Cross the Great Divide. Oh, one more day for Aviary. That's good. Everything's looking good. Hell yeah. Alright. Do another one of these. Hell yeah. Emphasis stall. Hey, why don't we do this? How about this? Let's rent the capsule. There we go. of healer over here. Fucking easy. Alright, let's continue on. The atmosphere in the airlock is euphoric. You and Bliss keep grinning, grinning at each other like idiots. Exhausted, blinded, sore, and aching idiots. Sleeper, that was incredible. She punches you on the arm. I never thought we were gonna make it. Those idiots tangled the whole thing up like nothing I'd ever seen. Make a good team. Bliss smiles a winning smile. As the lock's inner door clunks open, Moritz gives a whoop. He looks exhausted too, and for good reason. Moritz has been the one ferrying tools and parts back and forth from the ship. His tired smile tells you he's glad it's done. Sleeper, Bliss, he shakes his head. Impressive. When I saw that ship come in, I thought there was no way. But thank you, Moritz, she winks, for believing in us. Moritz rolls his eyes. You know what I mean. Take the compliment. He shoulders some of the gear that came back in with you, and Bliss and heads to the racks to stow it. Bliss turns to you. I think you should be the one to do the honors. She nods at the ragged-looking console that Morris assembled. I don't want to jinx it. She smiles, but you can see she is genuinely nervous. Don't worry. I'll stop worrying when the chits are in my hands. I'm giving them to a gimbal bartender. You glide over to the console and check the screen. It takes a second to see what you are doing through the flickering, cracked display, but after a moment you see the accounts. And there it is, almost 1,000 cryo, sat in the base transfer account. Well, Bliss calls, have we been screwed again? We did it. Bliss kicks off from the floor and spins up into the bay, shouting as she does. The noise takes Moritz by surprise, and he knocks a rack of parts, scattering handfuls of metal fixings across the bay. The sight is something. Glinting steel catching the work lights like glitter. Sorry, says Bliss, grinning, when she comes back down. I needed that. She kicks off and joins you at the terminal. Moritz even managed to sell that produce. We made a tidy profit. Eventually, she laughs. Here. She loads a stack of blank chits into the terminal and transfers a chunk of the cryo to them. This is your cut. Bliss hands you the chits. Thank you for believing in this place. She looks away and smiles, even when I couldn't. When you first met me, I was on the edge of giving up. All it would have taken was one more push, but now this place is sparking again. Work is coming in, there are funds in the account. Even Moritz is bringing a step. You both look over at him happily racking up his tools. That's because of you. She punches you on the arm. He likes you. He's a good kid. He isn't bad, is he? She leans in closer. You know he came here looking to rob the place. I gave him a job instead, she laughs. Don't tell him I told you that. I just thought it might help you understand the kid. Moritz turns to look at you, and both Bliss and you awkwardly wave. Maybe it's time to change the subject. What now? From here on out, it's gonna be a little easier. I'm gonna look for some component contracts, stuff that will keep us inside the bay. Not out in the black. No need to risk our necks if we don't need to. You wanna cash out? That's fine. But there will always be work for you here when you need it. I appreciate it. I'll be back. She smiles and then, out of nowhere, quickly gives you a hug. She steps back and glances around reflexively. Take care, she says softly. You too. You turn to leave. And Sleeper? Yes. Don't spend that all at once. Oh, that is some money. We're in the fucking money now. 20 cry? Oh my god, I could... There could be another job coming in. Okay. Well, let's see. Derelict unit, huh? Actually, yeah, let's do that. We can potentially do this. Okay, one. We got this, baby. God damn it. We don't got this, baby. It was a close one. We tried. We definitely tried. Go home. Active scenes. Oh, I'm Amina. The crowds are already gathered by the time you get to the shipyard. and you recognize faces among them. People you worked alongside on the side reel. The intervening cycles have turned their excitement to anxiety, and few of them smile at you. Instead, the nervous energy of the crowd fills the space, creating a feedback loop of growing tension. You pick out Lem and Mina and work your way over to them. Pushing through the crowd, he silently raises his eyebrows at you, his anxiety obvious. But Mina flashes you a huge smile, unaware of the tension. "Robot!" she shouts, reaching out to you. Hug her. She gratefully accepts your hug, leaning against your chest, and Lem smiles, seemingly glad to share the weight of Mina for a moment. "Quite the churn-out, huh?" Lem glances around, pulling Mina close. "I don't think patience is one of this crowd's strengths." The sound of an argument towards the back catches your and Lem's attention. He's putting it lightly. This place seems set to explode. This isn't good. Lem doesn't dare answer, but the look in his eyes suggests he agrees. "This is Aster Enghard of the Celis Foundation," the announcement echoes from the speakers at the shipyard entrance, and shouts of "Quiet!" rapidly follow. "I'm sorry I can't be there to meet you all, and thank you, on behalf of the Sender Seed Celis, for the work you've done on the sidereal horizon." Most of the crowd strains to see Aster's face, but the small display shows only a ghostly white figure, smudged and clear. Sender wanted me to pass on her personal thanks to your commitment to and belief in the Celis Foundation's mission. We chose the Eye for this project because we knew that we would find like-minded individuals here, especially among the ranks of the venerable Havenage Association. Unlike most of the Corps, we neither believed Erlin's Eyes to be a threat or a rogue state, but instead of embryo for the formation of a new decentralized social oh my god, blah 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 blah, so much corporate speak. One where each citizen might be the master of their own destiny. A ripple of impatience runs through the crowd. They didn't come here for a sermon. You're all pioneers, just like those core citizens who the sidereal horizon will carry, in cryosleep, to the planet that will become the Foundation's first frontier world, Celis 1. At the mention of the destination warp, excited conversations break out among the workers. There, our citizens will be able to create their own innovative, bottom-up economic order, aligned with the principles set down by Sender Celis herself: freedom, resilience, and self-sustenance. This is all thanks to your tireless efforts in the Havenage yards. As a reward for those efforts, you may know that we are offering a select group the opportunity to join the caretakers of this vision, the staff of the Sidereal Horizon who will maintain the vessel during its multi-decade transit through interstellar space. Lem turns to you, his eyes bright. This is it. This draw has been performed at random by the central AIs of the Foundation, and is final and binding. Please note, only licensed contractors of the Foundation are eligible for this draw. I know you have all been eagerly awaiting this day. Without further delay, I will now read the Celis identification numbers for those chosen for this great honor. A murmur runs through the crowd. Celis identification numbers, licensed contractors. You have never even heard of the term mentioned. Is this something you were supposed to be assigned? You glance at Lim, but his eyes are fixed forward, wide and shimmering. All around you, people are speaking in hushed tones, like a rising wave. Aster starts reading out sequences of numbers and letters, and panic begins to set in. No one seems to know what is happening. Somewhere near the front of the crowd, someone shouts in celebration, and everyone pushes forward. Lem? You turn to see Lem still staring forward. Mina is scared now, as the shouts start. Daddy? Someone throws something in the entrance and it rattles against the shipyard doors. You see, for the first time, Havenage security stood on either side, scared, arguing between themselves. You feel the anger rising in the crowd. Lem, let's go. He doesn't move. They might call out names. I can't. Mina tugs at his dog tags. It's not happening. Lem blinks rapidly and then turns to you. He opens and closes his mouth and looks down at Mina. He sees the fear in her eyes and understands. It's time to go. You lead Lem and Mina out, shoving people aside. As you do, you hear the sound of scuffles emerging at the front of the crowd, of metal canisters bouncing off the shipyard walls. You keep your head down and walk away, the sound of Aster reading off the ciphers echoing above the chaos like some strange mantra. When you turn to Lem, there are tear tracks running down his cheeks, Mina sniffling into his jacket. You feel the sadness rising in you too. They screwed you. Screwed all of you. You were never even on the list. The feeling is as unpleasant as it is familiar. You stare ahead into the tunnel as the security sirens sound out, a signal for the coming violence. Oh shit, I failed the drive. Well, Wow. That sucks. Sorry about that. Shit. Let's have one of those pills. Then end cycle, I guess. Damn. I can't believe I failed to drive. I didn't know I could do that. Hell yeah, let's go. Just 2 more. Random scrap item. Oh, cool. Hey. We did it. Fella stands back from the newly finished still in tub, hands on hip. Look at this, she grins. The overlooked distillery in all its glory. She squeezes you around the shoulder. Thank you. What's next? There is an issue. What's the problem? Well, Garol the drink, as you probably guessed, is named after Garol the mushroom. That's what gives it the golden color and earthy taste. The alcohol is infused with the mushrooms, along with a mix of spices. That means you need Garol caps to make Garol, but no one wants to supply us. The distilleries on the Greenway are taking all the stock from the farms out there, so it's hard to get a single cap across the Founder's Gap. However, I have an idea. We can grow our Garol caps here. She gestures at the increase in the equipment-filled back room. I can bring you mushrooms. Teller gives you a pitying look. Where's your vision? And the outside supplier means they take a cut. Okay, maybe not you, but someone, somewhere takes a cut. Teller puts a hand on the still. We made a still. We set all this up. How hard can growing mushrooms be? They don't need light, they barely need soil. We can do this. She pauses. Or at least we could, if we had something to grow them from. Like spores? Exactly. She suddenly feel like you've been walked into a trap. And you, the perfect person to get me those spores. Think about it. You built the still. You're great with plants. You know about the eye like the back of your hand. Need I go on? You flattering me? If it's working, then yes? She grins sheepishly. Look, I can't leave the bar and the other people picking up shifts, she grimaces. I'm saying it has to be you. Fine. Wonderful. You'll love it over on the Greenway, I think. All that fresh air, open space. She sees your expression. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. She turns back to look at the still and the fledgling distillery forming around it. It really is something though, isn't it? And want to or not, you really have to agree. Okay. Across the Greenway. We have 1 upgrade point here. That's almost done. Yeah, give me that shit. Give me that shit too. Oh, come on, man. Never lucky. Feed me, my dude. I'm so fucking rich, bitch. End cycle. Hell yeah. Damn. Let's see. Sleeper, gone to find work. Wow. Okay. I'm glad you're trying to find some work. That's good, at least. Here, I'll put 1 here. 1 here. I'll get 1 more for you. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Oh wait, what am I doing? God damn it. Look at those fucking caps. Give me those random bullshits. There we go. Gonna take some time for that shit to grow. Okay. I get it. There we go. Boom. We made an apartment! Hey, look at that. Squatter's rights. Feed a stray. They sent that stray animals when nosing around here. Little chits or some crackers should bring it out of hiding. Yeah, let's feed him. We like feeding strays. You buy crackers from the shop unit downstairs and crumble them. Thing moves in the shadows. Okay. The stray hops up onto the work surface and looks out of the window's small unit. It doesn't acknowledge your presence, it just sits there beside a tray of crumbled crackers, staring out at the low end. What is this cat's story? Are there more on the station? I haven't seen another in the low end, but in this vast megastructure that means little. There could be a whole colony of cats like this one down in the Warrens. You look at its sleek dark fur and sharp eyes. It doesn't look ragged, it looks at home. In fact, its presence in the unit makes you wonder if this is the stray's apartment which you are squatting in. Approach the stray. You lean a little forward and the stray tenses up. Perhaps best to give it a moment to get used to you. The stray settles a little and starts eating again, picking at the broken crackers. You don't remember ever having been this close to an animal. It triggers something in you, a recognition of life, totally unlike your own, but still somehow connected, parallel, even interwoven. The stray licks crumbs from its fur. Do you like it here? The stray flicks their tail at the sound of your voice. It's hard to imagine the stray liking anything, or at the very least being vulnerable enough to admit it. But the stray's pleasure at existing here, in this place, shines through its very sinew. It is not that the stray is always happy on the eye, but that the stray is engaged by this place. It is alive here. You turn your eyes to the window, the one that the stray looks out of, and you both watch the stars and the ships together. You feel something pass between you and the stray, a kind of acknowledgement of each other, a sense that each of you might share something with the other. Point of connection. Then all at once the stray yawns wide, hops down from the unit and brushes along your leg, and then it is gone. Out through the unit door and back into the corridors of the low end. Now. Huh. What else can I do? I don't know. Sidereal Horizon will be done tomorrow. Maybe make some money. Yeah. And cycle. Oh shit, I'm gonna be starving. Always starving. Yeah, let's talk to Lemon Mina. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door is open. You push the door and find Mina, sitting in the middle of the floor, playing with Bun Bun. Hi, Mina. Hi, robot, says Mina sullenly, moving Bun Bun's paw without looking up. Where's Daddy? Mina doesn't respond. He walks Bun Bun across the floor, narrating quietly to herself. You look around the unit. There's a mess. Dishes and glasses on the side, some of Mina's clothes piled up in a corner. Mina is sitting by her bag, which is spilled out across the floor, her drawing slate cracked and dark. Let's tidy up. You start with the kitchen units, piling up the dishes in the auto wash and wiping them down. You pile the clothes up next, folding them neatly. Mina watches you quietly as she plays, curious but silent. You just started to look at fixing her cracked slate when Lem enters. Sleeper, what are you? He pauses and looks at from you to Mina and back again. Never mind. He drops the bag by the door and slumps onto the couch. Everything okay? Lem lets out a weak laugh. You forgot the past few cycles now too. Wish I was so lucky. He looks away at the open door. Look, now's not a good time. What happened? What happened? You messed up. That's what happened. We put our hopes in someone else's stupid scheme. He pinches the bridge of his nose. You understand they never even put us on the list, right? I've been all around the rim looking for work, and I've run into more than a few from the crews. It turns out only longtime Havenage members were issued those Celis ID numbers. They never planned to consider us. Havenage say they didn't know that was what they were going to use to make the draw, and who knows, maybe Celis pulled the wool over their eyes. What does it matter? All those hours in the yard for a hand-to-mouth wage and nothing else. He slams his hand down on the sofa. This can't be it. Well, it is. He looks at the open door again. They're moving the side rail up to the hub now, you know, he says without meeting your eye. That's where it'll depart from. They're bringing in a ship with all their cryosleep pioneers and transferring them up there in microgravity before loading the crew. You can sneak on board. Think they're just gonna let people on board? Security they'll have has to be impossible. He looks over at Mina. Look, we'll be fine. We always have been. I just need a little time, he sighs. We had our hearts set on that trip, is all. Mina comes over and climbs into his lap. He smiles. What if I got you on board? I missed you these past few cycles. I missed that optimism. Strokes Mina's hair. Look, you want to go up to the hub and ask around? Be my guest. I can't get up there with Mina down here. And I'm sure the side reel will bring in a crowd, but be careful. This kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. You find any way on board, you take it. You need help to get there? Ask me. But for me and Meanie here are sticking to the eye. She looks up at him and smiles. I'll find a way. For us all. Lem smiles but doesn't say anything. You stand to leave and Mina grabs your hand, eager to give you one more smile. Then you're out, back in the walkways of the low end, already thinking of plans to make this right. Damn, okay. Well, let's go up to the hub. That's what they were saying, right? Side rail dock. Alright. Let's try to find a way on board. Right. Watching. Oh, come on, man. Oh shit, come on, man. Are you serious? Alright, let's do this then. Alright, found... You got a few useful tips, okay. Quite the achievement, isn't she? Senator Celis must be proud. You recognize the resonating voice of Castor immediately, and turn to see him. Put it tucked into the shadow near the viewing platform. Castor? I see you remember our game. Good. He looks around, but the platform is clear. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes travel a little difficult. He smiles broadly. Castor walks out to the stand beside you on the platform. The telltale clunk of magnetic boots accompanies his slow crossing. He notices you looking at them. I don't much like it up here, he explains. I hear there was some trouble at the Havenage shipyard when they announced the results of the crew lottery. They screwed us. I know, he sighs, squinting your eye. An ugly business. Celis are too used to the way things work in the Corps. Exploitation is the only logic they know. He gestures out at the side reel. You know why they built this monstrosity on the Eye? Control. Certainly. There's no corporation oversight out of here. But that's not all. He stares at the pristine yellow hull. Celis built it here, says Castor gravely, because they didn't want anyone to know it exists. He rubs his forehead. Secrecy is something I cannot abide. He turns to face you. There are people being loaded onto that ship as we speak. Sleeping people. Locked in cryo-sleep like the person that you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them. And Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the settled systems without anyone knowing where it is. But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You were like me. You deal with data. You can read it right out of the air. Someone like you on the ship secrecy isn't a problem. You can ping back whatever I need whenever I need it, as long as you're on board. With you on the side reel, and with some minor modifications, he pauses, you can be my eyes and ear. I'll keep track of Celis' grand project through you. In short, says Castor, stretching, I can get you aboard, Sleeper. I'm gonna need you to help me. What if I disagree? Then I doubt you'll find a way onto that ship out there. It's not just me. Yes, your friend, Lem. That can be arranged. It is difficult, but not impossible. The condition is, of course, that you go too. Castor clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling around the side rail. It's a simple offer, and the only one that will get you on that ship. Please consider it. He turns back silhouetted against the ship. But to make it happen, I need your assistance, as I said. There's a Celis Foundation ship docked in the now empty shipyard. I need the data from its servers. This will allow me to produce the IDs necessary for your transit. Castor looks over his glasses at you. Celis aren't stupid, though. Their ship is totally isolated from the station. You need to get on board if you want access to their air-walled servers. Once you have the data, meet me at your friend's unit so we can give him the good news, he smiles. I know this is importance to you, and the little one. So cute. You don't extract the data before the side reel horizon leaves the hub. Then I will get the message. We have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. But be sure when you act, Sleeper. Once you take the data from Celis, you'll set off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from. Either way, I recommend you stop asking around up here. You are bringing a lot of attention to yourself. Castor glances around, as if to emphasize this point. There are only a handful of cycles until departure, Sleeper. Make your decision. With that, Castor marches back off the platform, the sound of his mag boots fading away, leaving you to contemplate the side reel horizon and the part it may play in your future. Damn. Escape on the side. Steal the Celis data. Let's descend. Okay. Brighter. Ooh, here we go. Celis ship. Critical action? The fastest way to get them to the ship is by pretending to work there. A plan so bold it might even work. Yeah, let's do it. Boom. Hey, look at that. We're infiltrators. We're full traders. End cycle. Flickering already? Jesus Christ, it's so quick. Give me a fucking fungus cheeseburger, damn. Let's go. Alright. Here we go. Boom. And now just one more, right? Let's just do this. It's guaranteed. We did it. Infiltrated Celis. And maybe if you do this right, you might be able to pull something more than just IDs. Let's see if you cross the greenway, what happens. Oh shit. Whoa, hold on. Let's talk to Rico. Wait, hold on. Let me see something. Complete active scenes. Okay, so I do have active scenes up. Rico. Rico has something in her hands when you enter the lab. Finally, that shit's done. Looks like a knotted twist of woody stems, a ring about the circumferences of a human head, consisting of a single stalk at one side and a branched, woven network at the other. As you approach, he holds it up. In the lights of the lab, it looks like a crown. Rico finishes your thought. She smiles and shakes her head in disbelief. Is that what grew? It is. I came to the plant this morning and this loop was all that was there. She points to a lump on the edge of the ring. The seed grew right back into itself, twisted up out of the soil. That being you encountered, in the cloud as you call it, was it wearing one of these? She eyes you suspiciously, still unsure if she is somehow embroiled in an overlong prank. I didn't know? She sighs. I suppose that would be too easy. She smiles for herself. A root crown. She places the object on the bench and shuffles to her analysis terminal. Her face lit up by its amber light in the dim corner of the lab. Well, it wasn't exactly a plant anyway. Not from what I can tell. She gives you a serious look. No leaves, no chloroplasts, just a series of filaments encased in cellulose walls. How did it grow? What are the filaments? See, that's why I like you, Sleeper. You're so good at spotting the unusual details. She beckons you over. Look at this. You see a cross-section scan of the crown. It's layers of plant-like structures on a full view until you reach the center. There, instead of xylem and phloem for transporting nutrients, something branched and woven. Are those wires? She laughs. I'm not sure whether to say yes or no here. These are not wires like those in an electrical system, no, but they are filaments of a conductive material. So, yes? She leans closer to the screen. But you see those branches? They remind me of dendrites, of neurons. She rubs her eyes, which is frankly ridiculous. You look back at the crown on the table as Rico fusses over the scans. And you suddenly realize what it reminds you of. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. Then you remember the crown they fitted you with. The branching structure of wires and pads. No, not a crown. They called it an interface. The tool of your emulation. Transference from neurons to electrons. An interface. That is your gift from Gardner. You turn back to Rico. It's an interface. Rico looks at you puzzled. Something clicks in her mind. Perhaps something she heard from the sleeper she had helped all those cycles ago. She starts talking, partly to you, partly to herself. If the club heads were made for you, then this too could be made for you. For your frame. She shuffles over quickly to the interface. A word that has been stuck in the strange branched object quickly in your mind. You're right. That entity. It is the entity I've been looking for. She shuffles quickly to the crown. They're the entity which is controlling the Greenway, which has been maintaining it, supporting it, and has been guiding it for all these decades. She stops to catch her breath. They want to talk with you. Riku leads you to a seat. I will be here, Sleeper. If something happens, if you wish me to remove the crown, the interface, just squeeze. She grips your hand tightly. You meet her eyes, clouded with age, but bright with the thrill of new discoveries. Then, she places the interface on your head and everything blinks out. Back onto the river, back into the dark flow, but something is different now. You are no longer pushed, no longer blocked and buffeted by the storm. Instead, it flows around you. By the storm. Instead, it flows around you. You move and it parts, letting you pass. Something else resists, but it gives easily enough. You look back and see your body. You have left it behind. Somewhere, Rico's voice is talking to you, asking you questions. It's excited, eager, desperate to know what lies on the other side, what the entity has to say to you. You realize how long she has waited for this moment, for the moment of meeting between the inhabitants of the Greenway and its protector, and yet she's still on the outside. You shake off the sadness. You'll be her eyes. Then you see the figure, Gardner, out in the storm, planting. It takes less than a moment to reach them. You have never felt so free. This is how Navigator must have felt. Released from their prison. This, you think, is what it feels like to be in the place you were built to inhabit. Gardner does not churn at your approach. They go on planting, but their voice whispers in the waters like a sharply rising current. You grew the gift. Their speech hisses around you. Good. I am glad. Who are you? Gardner is a good name. You chose it well. I will grow into it. How does it feel to be free of your seed? They stooped to plant again. My seed? That in which you were contained, from which you will grow. There was some disagreement, continues Gardner, as if you were picking up on a long-held conversation with the others. They felt you were a danger, but they are always cautious, especially the fungi. They like old known knowns, wide and stable networks. The fungi were cautious? Mostly yes, although there are many among their numbers who favor short growth cycles, thick nutrient veins and sudden shifts. He gestures out onto the storm, though you cannot see them. You feel presences all around, sensing this audience with great interest. After all, they understood that it was I who made them their crowns, and without them they would not have joined the chorus. So, they see that as only fair that you get your chance to join too. Join? Yes, become part of this. Gardner stoops again. We are millions, and we grow. I hope you understand. I am unused to speaking to your kind. It has been many cycles since my last conversation. I think it was a chief executive Trellick himself. You look around and you see it. Every growing thing, every non-human being in the Greenway is here. They are networked, connected, branched and linked by this strange being, this artifact of the old station. The impossible dream of a senile farm administrative AI, a living network. You could dissolve here, you realize, free of that decaying body. You wouldn't need to be a person. Why would you, among all these other minds? You turn away from the gardener for a moment. You look back at your body. A tiny hairline thread connects it to you. You hear Rico's voice again, still asking, still checking in. Are you okay, Sleeper? What are they saying, Sleeper? Are you still there, Sleeper? Something in you sighs a long sigh. A sigh that speaks of an exhaustion beyond tiredness. An exhaustion rooted deep inside you. It stems from the efforts of answering questions, of answering problems, of getting up and breathing each cycle. But something else resists the sigh. A yearning. A sense of distance, of a desire to squeeze that hand that holds you for its warmth, its blood, its complexity. To make a gesture that says, I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm with you. The two ideas spin within you, making you nauseous. If you break the thread, you'll be free. Free to dissolve here, to grow strange and beautiful among a million others. If you follow it, if you squeeze Rico's hand, you will wake up, back in a dying body, with all the pain and warmth that entails. Oh shit, we can become part of the cloud. Let's be part of the cloud. Break the fucking thread. You reach down and pinch the thread. The finality of this moment descends on you. Let's fucking break it. You pluck the thread like a string. It snaps. Nothing changes. You stand at a point of stillness. No, you don't stand. You have no legs, no body. You are a point of stillness. A point in the flow. Your mind fizzes. 1,000 new shoots break through the soil. They entwine with you, embrace you. Some parts of you decays while others else feeds from the decay. The spores of your new thoughts float away in shifting clouds and settle in new soil. Then you see Gardner out there, still planting, and they stop, like an old man resting in the fields, and they turn to face you. And you join the chorus, and together you sing the songs of growing things. Hell yeah. We became gardeners. The Mushroom Man has become a jump over the age game. So, that's the ending. But that's one of the endings. I think we can potentially go back and play some of the others. Yeah, continue. Yeah. So if I was just to go back here, it takes me back to the last, like, area, I imagine. Just want to be sure. Yeah, it does. Okay. So what happens if I... So let's break the thread. No, wait, sorry, not break the thread. Reconsider. Let's follow the thread. Your eyes track the thread across the whirling dark. Your choice, you realize it will not be presented again. Follow it. You don't look back at Gardner. You don't dare risk it. Instead, you follow the thread delicately, carefully, like a diver following their lifeline back to the surface. The river whirls around you, but it doesn't pull. It isn't jealous. Neither does it understand. It is, after all, just a river. It is a person, a flesh and a blood person, with wants and with desires, with the capacity for love and hate. It doesn't understand you. You don't understand it. So you don't focus on it. You don't think about it. And on what feels like such a long journey back to the dark, you set your mind on eyes instead, on hands, things you can focus on, hold on to. And then, after an age of crossing, you are there, settling back into the chair, into the body of a chair, and an overwhelming sensations that come with being a living thing with a rich and detailed sensorium. For a moment you feel like you have made a terrible mistake. Who would choose this weight, the anxiety, this deep well at the center of existence? But then you feel it, Rico's hand gripped hard around yours, trembling a little, sweating a little. Rico's hand with its brittle bones, crumpled skin, Rico's hand. And in that moment you understand why you made this choice. Then you squeeze Rico's hand and you wake up. Oh, so it's... Oh. Interesting. Wait. Oh, so it is an ending, but it takes me back. Okay, I see it. Sleeper. Sleeper? Rico's voice comes wavering through the dark. Are you still with me? You sit up, a lab, a bright green glare that fades as you gather yourself. I'm here. Rico smiles. Good. She squeezes your hand. I thought you left me for a moment. What? She pauses. Who? She smiles. Tell me about it. Tell me everything. Tell her the truth. You tell Rico everything. You tell her about the gardener, the strange farm administrator AI that has grown to be so much more, about the chorus, the impossible configuration of networked plants, and finally about the choice the gardener offered you. She listened attentively, but her responses are hard to read, and you wonder if she might have made a different decision had she been in your place. Thank you, Sleeper, for telling me. I know it isn't easy to say such things. People so often do not wish to hear strange truths. She looks away. Thank you for returning to me. Though I know you had your own reasons. She squeezes your hand reassuringly. Something passes between you then. A kind of shared sadness for the impossible choice. The choice to escape your body or to stay and suffer it. Her smile is warm and generous. Whatever the wisdom of your choice, you are glad to feel welcome in this moment, in this place. And suddenly, she stands and walks a little away, as if you're trying to escape an unpleasant thought. You worry that she knows all too well what it takes to make a choice like you did. Rico sighs. So, Sleeper, do you plan to stay in the commune with us? For a while. I'm glad to hear it. Rico crosses back over to you and takes one of your hands in both of hers. Hyphen needs new blood if it wants to survive, and you're a good friend. The feeling is mutual. Well, don't let me keep you. Rico waves you away and limps back to her terminal. As she does, you notice a crown in her hand. She places it on the bench with great care. You can't help but feel a little curious about what she intends to do with it. Then you're out, breathing the air of the Greenway, fresh as a spring morning. The dappled light makes a patchwork of the greening landscape and you walk into it, sensing the movements of the gardener's chorus all around. And you're glad to be here, this strange and beautiful place, a little longer. Hey! Well, we found some of the endings. That's neat.